everyone. Welcome to another episode of Study Abroad Diaries, Tales Beyond the Textbooks. My name is Natalie, and I will be your host for today. In this episode, we're going to be doing something a little different than usual. How do you balance school life and personal life? Whether you're thinking about studying abroad, have done it, or just love a good travel story, buckle up. We have some wild, hilarious, and maybe even heartwarming stories coming your way. I would like to give you a note that these students are legal adults. So let's get into it. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Larisa. I'm Tabea.
Yes. And where are you guys from?
I'm from the UK. I'm from Germany.
Okay, that's great. So let's just dive into it. Also, we have another student coming in as well, but she's running a little late. So let's just get started. What inspired you to study abroad in New York?
So I've always wanted to do a year abroad. Like, it was like my escape plan. Like, I was not planning to go back to the UK, but I think I will go back to the UK. Medical bills are crazy, guys.
Wait, so you went to like the hospital here?
Oh my god. More like the minute clinic I've been to.
Oh.
And it's crazy out here, guys. Or like urgent care just because I had a flu, but like I don't recommend.
How much did you pay for like urgent care? Because I remember, I have insurance.
So do I! Oh, do I! You have insurance too, right? Yeah, but like I had this like skin condition because the living conditions, guys, are also crazy. So my insurance doesn't cover skin conditions, so I've had to pay like 180 and 150 just by myself for like 2 appointments. One of the appointments, by the way, is one that like I just double checked if I'm taking my prescription right, so I wasn't actually seen for a reason, but I'm paying 150 for it. Crazy. Guys, this is America.
That's crazy. That's so insane to me. What? Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's fine, but yeah.
Wow. What about you?
Okay, so I study English, and I always wanted to study abroad too, and it's also mandatory for my study program, and I came to New York just because it's New York.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what surprised you about New York though? Like staying around here, like. Because I feel like some people, before going to New York, they have like this vision. They're like, oh my gosh, everybody's singing a Broadway musical. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But like when you're here in reality, it's like, oh, it's great. Some people think it's really good. And other people think, oh my gosh, this is not what I'm used to. So I just want to know your opinions about your first impressions of New York.
Well, I live in Harlem. So like I've seen the best of both worlds, guys. But like listen, when I got here, it did feel like the American dream. Like it does feel like the American dream, just because it's like a whole new thing. Like it's very different to the UK and like Romania, because I'm like originally from Romania. But like it's nice. It does feel like the American dream until like you wake up and you live in like East Harlem.
Oh.
But like no, you live in East Harlem? You don't know that?
No.
Listen, no, I'm not in the gentrified area, guys. I'm going through it. No, I'm joking. But yeah. So like I've seen the best like of both worlds, and I feel like seeing certain like things on the streets, like in East Harlem, just also made me realize like America's not perfect, and I feel like it's good to have both perceptions, I suppose, because like it's not just like a big dream, American dream. Like it just kind of makes you wake up and realize like those people.
I agree with that actually, because I feel like every country has that thing. Like every country has good parts about them and bad parts about them. Like when I go to DR, I love DR. To a certain extent. I don't love it like too much, like crazy. But when I go to DR, I feel happy because I'm surrounded by the warmth, the trees, the natural breeze, I guess you can say. But I don't like how unsafe it is. I can't even walk my own block. Pure third world country over there. Like it's every man for themselves. So there's good parts of places and there's also bad parts of places, which is actually really nice to see.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. And I've been to the US before, and I've also been to New York before, so I kind of knew what to expect. And And yeah, well, I live in West Harlem. It's pretty nice there. I think we just,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is. I've never been, and I'm like, you guys have a Target? Like, wow.
They have a Trader Joe's too.
Like, wow.
and Whole Foods too.
That's crazy.
I mean, so I think I really love living in Harlem. As we talked about it before. I just really love Harlem, but I also really love the Bronx because it is like you can really feel the community aspect of it, and like the people are really nice. Like I always get greeted on the street, on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And
Well, I want to answer that as well.
yeah.
I get God blessed by hobos on the street in East Harlem. So to be fair, like there's also a good side, you know. I get called the Britney Spears of East Harlem, guys. There's good sides like, as well. I suppose.
Of course. Wow. Yeah. I feel like Harlem is actually not a bad because I go there sometimes to walk my dog. Like there's a Morningside dog park that I personally love because of how big the park is in itself. So I like going there sometimes. And I would say that the west part is nice. I don't like when I come out of Lexington Station and then I see a ghost town. That I don't like. But yeah, I would say I've seen the good part and the bad part of Harlem too, so I completely understand where you guys are coming from. Oh, by the way, why did you guys choose New York as a destination?
So I always like she said as well. I've always wanted to go to like America, and like New York City is just like I don't know. It's like as an outsider, as someone who's not from here or like ever visited, like obviously New York City is just romanticized, and like there is for good reason. I think it's for a good reason it's romanticized, and it does feel like that for a while, like the American dream, like I said. But like I don't regret my decision. Like I actually liked it, and yeah.
I mean, you stayed for a year, so you had like basically you experienced almost all 4 seasons, if I know. So,
exactly. Like the weather's good as well. Like it's actually very hot in New York City, which I didn't expect. Like I was like compared to England, which rains all the time. Like I was actually very happy.
Oh really?
And and the snow in New York City, like oh my god, it did snow like a little bit, like kind of So like it was like kind of magical. It felt like that Home Alone movie. I was like,
wow. I actually liked when it snows here because it actually like it barely does snow here. Like I think the last amount of snow that we got, like that was a huge, like so much snow that we got was, I think around 2000 and if I'm wrong, please correct me, but 2016, I believe. Like when I was in 8th grade, I remember Mayor de Blasio, he opened all the schools, even though there was a huge snowstorm outside. He said, y'all can go to school. And the snow, like, was up to here. Up to them. It was insane. So, yeah, like, it's crazy out here.
Well, so as I mentioned, I study English, and in my bachelor, I was really interested in theater.
Oh.
And now in my master's, I'm really into journalism, and I feel like those two things are just like something that New York is really big and like known for. So I felt like New York is the best place to go to like I don't know, also get more opportunities.
Yeah. I feel like does studying abroad like help you guys like in terms of like let's say if you put in your application or like your interview your resume, does it help you? Like of course I would expect
well I think I totally forgot about my degree, I can't lie, but in terms of my degree actually I do criminology and sociology, so like I feel like being here like actually makes sense, especially like where I live, like I see all the crime, guys. I feel like I could write my dissertation about like personal experience.
Story you can share?
No, I mean to be fair, I don't think nothing bad happened, like other than like just weird men on the streets, like just clutching onto my bag like when I'm outside, like every now and again. Actually no, I've seen a few shootings outside my like window, but like not like what of the bodies. I always like, but I'm also like nosy. I put like my blind up. I'm like,
girl, you crazy.
Like, oh my goodness, it's for my degree, guys. It's for my degree.
I mean, you're a criminology major, so I guess that makes sense. But I would be scared. I mean,
I was inside in my defense.
Okay.
I was in the house.
Usually when a shooting happens here, we usually hide. Like if we hear shots, we close out, like close all the windows, close all the blinds, because sometimes if you are a witness, they can attack you. Yes. So it's very, I feel like it's kind of dangerous to do that here because it's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's also dangerous to do it there. But I mean, Perry, you're built different. I love that. But it's like, yeah, I think I wouldn't do that because I'm a scaredy cat. I'm genuinely a scaredy cat, so I probably wouldn't.
It's crazy because I've never heard gunshot, and I've never seen any crimes either. I've like
Really? Like not even here?
no.
Wait. Have you not seen the subway men like?
Yes. Oh, actually,
Like, is that not a
I
crime?
don't even consider that anymore.
It's like something normal that you see every day.
It's a norm, guys.
Yeah, it's so normal. You see it all the time.
You're like,
and
it's a guy doing it.
Like, fair enough. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
actually, just this morning when I left
Just
Cambridge
this
Road,
morning. I was gonna mention 125th, by the way. Like, where I live in East Harlem, like, you'd think is like bad, but it's slowly getting gentrified.
Oh.
But 125th, Jesus Christ, you'll not catch me there.
Yeah.
I literally, I'm scared walking on 125th.
it's literally that's
crazy.
149 for me.
I feel like we
149
have so different experiences.
But you're in the West. Like, it's a
Yeah.
whole
Sometimes
different
I
world.
also walk to the east.
Really?
Part of Harlem.
Maybe it's a good day. Like, maybe it's a good day. I don't know what to tell you. It's not always the
Maybe
West,
I
but
was just
125th.
lucky all the time.
Yeah.
Had the best time there.
I mean, that's true. Yeah. I mean, and it's nice to know the different experiences living in the same area, though. Like, I find it very entertaining. Like, there's even one student from Germany actually that she lives in Washington Heights, and I want to hear from her. I'm like, how you living with the Hispanics? Like, what's going on? Yeah, because Washington Heights is like Hispanic Central. Everybody speaks Spanish there.
Who told East Harlem is Hispanic Central as well? They said that it's the Spanish side of Harlem or something like that. I mean, I think
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I guess it is. But I would say, like, a Hispanic part of New York City is definitely Washington Heights. There's so many different Spanish restaurants there, so many different Spanish cultures. And I go there all the time because I was born and raised basically over there. I never lived there. But my family and I, we always went there all the time without fail. So, yeah. But, yeah. I also want to know, how did you guys financially prepare for, like, study abroad? Did you guys get scholarships? Or did you, like, work to get money? Or even, like, your parents are helping you out. Like, how did you financially prepare?
I worked, but I spent my money. But the UK is very good in terms of financial stuff. Like, we have SFE, student finance, which basically like covers our like accommodation. We get like given like a few K, which goes towards accommodation. And they also give us, there's this other thing called touring, which also gives us like money while we're like away here. Like, if you financially like they look at your parents' income and stuff like that. So if you're like a candidate, kind of, you get that. So like me and my flatmates got it. Thankfully, so we got like a few K as well just to spend. Let me just think what else. We don't have to pay like the tuition or what. Yeah, we don't have to pay, like, our university pays the tuition or whatever. So that's good. And how else? My parents send me money as well.
Yeah. Another guest has come, so let us meet her.
Yo. My name is Zayneb. I'm graduating this month, so sadly won't be getting any more episodes out of me other than this. I studied abroad in Europe, in Greece specifically, in 2025 summer. So, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I think you meant 2024. No.
2024, yes.
Speaking from the future, guys.
Okay, so I worked every summer for like the past couple of years.
Oh, wow.
And I also get like a bit of financial aid from the state, not necessarily for studying abroad, but in general. And that helps. And I also get supported by my parents, which is great. And we have one scholarship, but in general, not that many for the US. It's more like for within Europe.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's a little easier to travel through Europe, is it not?
Really only one that I applied to, and I didn't get it, sadly.
Oh, that sucks.
But that's okay.
Let's fight them. Right? What about you?
I applied for Gilman in, I believe it was in March of 2024. I heard back in April, May, and I received like 3,000 out of that. Okay. That went into the paying of the tuition itself, because it was literally like almost 4,000. I also worked. I was doing babysitting a lot. So one thing about me, I'm watching them kids.
Right?
I don't care what happens. And yeah, financial support. Oh yeah, a lot from my parents. I was in Greece calling my mom like, "Hey mom, I love you and all. I'm sure you look great today. Let me get a couple $100."
Right? Did she say anything because of that, or
It would be an argument almost every other week. I would ask for money because it's like, how are you spending all this money? It's supposed to be cheap over there. I'm like, we're just outside a lot. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The taxi splits everywhere is a Uber taxi split. So
are Ubers over there more expensive than here, or is it like more or less the same price?
it was way cheaper.
Really?
It was way cheaper, but because it was way cheaper, we were out using that all the
that
time.
makes sense. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to know. I mean, like, I know this is like a sudden change of topic, but what is like your biggest non-academic worry while living abroad? Like, nothing like with school related, but like anything personal. Not too personal if you don't want to go too personal, but something like that personally worries you.
Medical bills.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. They've destroyed me. I spent like, so I could have went on a holiday with this money, guys. Like, it's sad.
Yeah, medical bills here, they don't play. It's like, how much does it cost to give birth here? Like $40,000? And apparently, 40. And they're trying to give $5,000 to a pregnant woman to give birth. I'm like, $5,000 is not even enough. Yeah, barely.
You have to they charge you for like the kid. He's like 1,000 or something like that. Like, isn't it my kid?
They charge you for the room, and the room is $21,000. 21.
The room.
It's a home birth, guys.
Yes, it's insane.
Yeah. We're like, go for it. I'm not having kids. I'm not going through. I'm keeping my 40K. Thank you.
Go in another country. Just don't have like citizenship.
I wonder how people actually like pay it off, because it's like, it seems like a lot. Like,
I don't know.
unless they go on a loan, but the loan is like, it adds interest. So it's like, how do you pay that off?
Because that's a whole like university degree.
How do people have 7 kids? They have 7 sometimes, and I'm like, how? Do you have money? It's crazy. Right?
All the cheap kids were born before 2005.
Yeah.
All before the 2008 financial crisis.
Oh no, that was bad.
And we're actually at a record low in the U.S. right now.
Yeah.
For birth rates.
Yeah.
We're on like a South. Yeah. We're on like a South Korea timing. The movement. What is it called? It's like
4B movement.
4B. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's basically like a similar thing over there, and just the cost of living.
Yeah, the cost of living is really high here. That's unfortunate, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's also places in the UK and of course in the Europe that are expensive to live in too. Like, there are probably some parts. Like, I mean, I went to Florence for my spring break, and I was like, this place has to be expensive for rent. Like, there's no way it's cheap here. Like, the buildings are old, but they're really nice. So I'm pretty sure it's like really expensive. So, like, there's obviously certain parts, but here all over, no matter where you go, it's expensive. So it's like, we're kind of screwed anyway. So unfortunately, but yeah, what is your non-academic worry?
Well, it sounds really crazy saying it now, but I guess I was worried about like safety and stuff.
That's so rude.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, nothing, like, I'm totally fine. Like,
Sure.
it was kind of like, yeah, it didn't turn out to be true. But other than that, I guess not finding like people or like friends, because like here at Lehman, there are not many international students either. Like, if you go to other countries or cities, like, I don't know, like Japan or Korea, like a lot of international students go there, so it's like easier to like find people that also look for other people. But here I'm kind of just among like the locals, which is really nice. And I did end up like meeting a lot of people. So all those words just turn out to be like nonsense, which is great.
Oh, yeah. I feel like in general here, making friends in Lehman can be a little difficult because from what I've heard from the first year students, the freshmen, they were like, college is kind of cliquey. Like, everybody stays in their own cliques. And I'm like, wait, I never thought about it that way. I just thought everybody just wanted to go home. Like, once everybody finishes classes, we just bounce out of here, because unless you're working in Lehman or you have clubs or something like that, you don't want to be here for long. You just want to take your classes and just go home, you know? And then that's what a lot of people's mentality is, and that's why, you know, it's harder to make friends. But if you actually, like, put yourself out there and say, hey, how you doing? Like, you know, try to be friendly. Like, I mean, obviously they should be friendly too, because we're not trying to be friends with rude people, but still, like, you know, obviously trying to open up and trying to have a conversation with your peers is maybe a good way, I feel.
It was definitely like that for me. Like, my first 2 years, I was just in and out. But it was also like we were coming off COVID, so understandably, like, I was not trying to meet new people.
And
like,
also COVID,
don't cough in my face. I will punch you.
Yeah, right? I remember that whole...
My mom would be on some crazy timing. She was trying to, like, put bleach on the doorknobs and, like, clean groceries and stuff. And she was like, if you bring COVID home to me, you're getting kicked out the house. And who got COVID first?
Your mom?
Yeah, twice.
Oh.
Good. I wouldn't be able to tell you. She got it before everybody else. Exactly.
Oh my guys.
That's crazy. Wow, that's kind of sad, unfortunately.
But for the new friends part, I think when it came to me and making new friends, I definitely made friends in my class first.
Yeah.
Because I had a professor that I really liked. So me, him, and like a few other students would just like kind of talk in the class, talk back and forth. And then me and the students would talk to each other. And that's how I made like some friends. And then I had a friend from high school. I thought she came to Lehman and then she left. So I thought she had transferred out, and I was just like, dang, I won't see this girl again. And then she hit me up. She was like, oh, do you want to, like, revitalize the cheer club? And I was like, I didn't even know you were here. She was like, yeah, I'm in the cafeteria right now. And I'm like, oh, girl, I ran to that cafeteria.
Why didn't you say anything?
Yeah, you just came out of nowhere like a deadbeat dad after I made it to the NBA or something. Like, so she's there, and we're catching up, and it's cool. And we start the cheer club, and I made some friends through there, of course. And then a study abroad happened, and that's how I became, you know, involved here, and I got to meet you guys.
Yeah.
And now I'm leaving.
Oh, we're gonna miss you guys so much. Yeah, I'm gonna be the only one here. Like, what?
UK trip?
Yeah. Oh, period. Yes. But yeah, like, I completely understand that too, because I actually, for the past 2 years, the first 2 years of college, I actually was home online doing my classes. And then after I studied abroad, that was actually the first time I took college classes, even though it wasn't college classes, because they barely gave they didn't give homework, period.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was no homework. I didn't get nothing. I was like, ooh, I'm vibing. It was great. And then when I came back, I started taking classes in Lehman. So that was technically last year was my first year in Lehman, technically, but I was a junior, so, you know. But I believed I was in my art class, and sometimes art students, they're like 50-50. Sometimes they're talkative, sometimes they just don't care about anything. So I made a lot of friends in my art classes, though. Like, all of my art classes, I've made at least two friends. So, yeah. Oh,
little friendship flex.
Yeah, but like it's like I was never alone, which was a good thing. And I also think that art students, they're more open to like talking, because we like, you know, say, oh my gosh, your work is so good, and then we just talk from there. Like, so it's a little bit easier to open up a conversation. But if you're taking a class like, I don't know, like sociology, like, sociology, or like I'm trying to think, philosophy. No, not philosophy. You have to talk to people for philosophy.
To be fair, they don't talk, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, there's actually like some talkative ones. Just depends, actually. Just depends.
Yeah. I remember I took a class. It's a political science. That's what I was trying to say. Political science. Nobody's gonna talk. Everybody just want to go home. Yeah.
You don't think they'd be debating?
No. They just stand in silence. No, but like I took an immigration class, and I didn't understand anything. I was so lost, and I even failed like all of the exams and everything. I dropped the class, but yeah. So nobody talked. Nobody helped me. I was just like there all by myself, like trying to figure out what the heck am I gonna do in this class, you know. But yeah. But what about you? Like making friends in a new country. How is it in Greece? Like I know because I felt like when I went to Japan, it was easier to like meet other international students because we were all in the same bubble. But making friends outside of that bubble was kind of hard because a lot of Japanese people, they're curious, but they won't approach you. So I was wondering how is that different in like Greece?
Well, in terms of friends, I was on a trip with other students from like all over the US. So I really just went to Greece to meet more Americans. Like, girl, what was the point in that? But when it came to Greek people, when I talked to, let's say, like my professor or like some people at school, they would be cool, they'd be nice. But Greek people, at least when I was there, they stare. They don't say anything to you, they just stared. Yeah. They wouldn't be curious because, I don't know, maybe it's a European thing, like the resting face or something, like, I don't know. And the crowd goes wild.
I mean, to be fair, I actually like agree with you. Like, at least from Romania, I don't think we've ever had like students that are like ethnic, you know, like everyone's just like white. And to be fair, I'm not gonna like they're kind of racist. So
yeah, like, especially in different kinds of European countries.
I think they're coming around to it. Like this generation is like more aware of like things and it's better. But like I think back then, like seeing like a black person, I think you'd probably like stare, to be fair. Yeah. Like not with malicious intent, I guess you're just not used to it.
Yeah. But I would say.
I want to say it's just pure racism, but maybe.
So I was thinking that. I was like, dang, like I was like, dang, y'all never seen black people before? And I was like, oh, they probably haven't seen black people before. That's a real thing.
Yeah, I think, and actually I had something similar happening to me too when I went to Italy, actually this spring break as well. I went to Amalfi Coast and there was a lot of white people. There was a lot. I barely saw any like melanated people. I'm like, wait, where's everybody? Like, where's the diversity? But it's because it's Amalfi Coast, so I understand that not a lot of tourists come there, and I don't even think a lot of like people of color live there because to be honest, you have to be surviving on the loops and everything. And I personally wouldn't live there. I would visit, but I would not live there because I can't drive there. There's no way I'm going to spend another hour going to the other side of the island to get to my house. Absolutely not. But I would say that they can be a little bit colorist. Like when I was sitting with my family, like mind you, I don't think I'm that melanated, but when I was sitting with my family, they were calling us the N-word. Yes. I was like shocked. So like, what are they talking about? And then they started like mocking us, like mocking our accents and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm scared. So that was not okay, obviously. But I'm just imagining if somebody more darker than me were to go there, it would not be good for their mental health. Like I even started to think, I'm like, should I be like more whiter to like, you know, for people to actually like not be disrespectful for me? But then again, I'm like, wait, being melanated is a good thing. I'm not even gonna let that affect me because I'm gonna step away from that. So, you know, like there's some parts of, and in some parts of America too, don't get me wrong, they're racist too. Yeah, in Pennsylvania, like when I used to live in the countryside, there was this one guy that kept speaking Spanish to me. He's like, "Hola, ¿cómo tú estás?" I'm like, I speak English. He's like, "Oh, tú hablas inglés?" I'm like, please stop.
Hablas inglés is crazy.
Please stop. He was trying so hard to like, you know, I mean, I get it. I would like to like practice my language skills too. But when you say, when somebody say they speak English, just come on. So there was a little bit, like there's a little bit of racism everywhere you go, honestly. I think so, at least. I'm pretty sure.
Inter-European racism, like Romanians or Turkish people or something like
that. They call Romanian I've got gypsy.
Moroccans that too, let's go.
They're not.
Yeah, they call us witches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they call Moroccans witches. I don't know. Something about black magic. We don't even do magic.
Sprinkle, I guess. Like, why? That's so weird. What about you? Like, are there like any people that like are against it? I don't know. I'm just asking.
I guess what?
Like, is there like a specific group of people that just don't like Germans, let's say, or American? Like, let's say, like, like people don't like people from New York. That's what I'm saying. So like, there's different places.
I don't really know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, there's racism everywhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, Yeah, I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm really sorry that happened to
No,
you.
I'm honestly over it because once I talked it out, I'm like, wait, I'm not crazy then. I'm not the crazy one. So obviously it was only like that one instance. Everybody else was very kind over there in Italy. Like they were very, very sweet, very nice, very attentive. But there's just a few people like in America, like everywhere you go, that can be very rude. It just happens, you know? So
I was gonna say, I think like in terms of like racism and sexism, like these countries, like European countries, are still like traditional and like conservative and all that. So like people are not afraid, like, you know, you saying that like someone called you the N word, like they're not gonna get cancelled for that.
No,
just so you know,
I
like, you know,
understand.
so like they easily say it, like there's no like consequences, like no one's really gonna.
Yeah.
And even I feel like even if they did get told off, they'll just probably say it again.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
Here in New York, like New York is very diverse.
Yes.
Like that's something I noticed, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like it's very diverse. You have so many different like cultures kind of living together. And I think of like all the big cities that I've lived in, like this is probably like the most diverse city I've ever lived in. Like I would generally say like in European cities, like the big cities, there are like a lot of people of color too. Like it's more diverse. Like people of color live more in like the bigger cities, not really in like the on the countryside.
Yeah, because it's easier to make money over there.
But I would still say like New York is much more diverse, like than let's say like Berlin. I don't know.
I've never been to Italy. Italy to Germany. Sorry, I've drove through it. But I mean, in Romania, I haven't been there in a hot minute. But there might be some like ethnic people. But like I said, they're getting better now. But like from what I remember when I was 9, there's not that many. So like when I went to visit Paris when I was like younger, and I saw like a lot of like, you know, ethnic people, like, you know, like quite dark like black people. I was like, I've never seen that before.
Wow.
But yeah. When I got to the UK, there was more diversity for sure. Like we had like more Fijian people, Nepalese people, and like actual like black people and stuff. And I was like, oh, like nice.
Yeah, I think cities in general are more diverse. More literally, I feel like a lot of cities are diverse. I feel like New York is one of the most diverse cities in the world, I believe. But yes, well, most cities are diverse, not all of them, because I know Japan is not diverse. Shibuya is not diverse.
Tourists, probably.
Tourists, yes, but people living there and like, you know, not many. Well, yeah, there is people living there. Anyways, let's move on. Oh, speaking of which, on a lighter topic, what's the funniest or most unexpected way you've met somebody abroad? Both ways.
For a Hinge marathon.
Like who? What was your like funniest Hinge like date? If you have one. Yeah.
I mean, can it be traumatic instead? I think the most funny, I mean, it can be funny now, but it was traumatic back then.
Gosh.
It's like the first actual Hinge date I went on. Like, not only I was kind of scared, like, what if, like, they traffic me? But I was like, no, I got to do it. I want some free meal, you know, some free food, whatever. Got to do what you got to do. But, like, he was just weird. Like, he was not only just, like, really touchy, but he was also, like, he was telling me how, like, he just kept wanting to tell me about, like, his private part. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I need to go. Like, let me eat some food and go. It was a bit traumatic. I was like, maybe I shouldn't go on any more dates, but like the rest were like okay, I guess.
Comfortable. Like, did you like? You were okay. Like you got out of the situation.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I know men are weird, so like I'm just like I just let them speak. I'm like, yeah, just you know.
I feel like that's kind of true.
You can laugh about it now, guys.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I never really went on a Hinge date. Have you?
I've been on Hinge dates. They've never lasted longer than the date, but some of them were cool, like we're friends. We went on the date and it's just like, oh, we're better as friends.
Yeah.
And then others is just like, okay. And nothing as traumatic as that though.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like especially like in front of my salad. Why would you do that in front of my salad?
No, guys, he was late, so we had to just go to the rooftop. But we got like we went to a diner later in the night. I was like, let me just secure this food and go home because this was a long night for me.
Wow.
But there was nice views. We went to Harriet's rooftop, guys. I recommend. Like it was nice views. So I keep trying to look back at the views and like just kind of blocking out the bull, like, the BS. Like so pretty. Let's look at the views.
And then he's just talking. It's
Oh
fine.
my god, you know what? Like guys on dating apps, like it just makes sense. Like I don't think I ever thought I'll find my future husband on Hinge, but
Yeah. What about you? Like, what is the most funniest or unexpected way you've met someone?
It doesn't have to be a date.
No, it's friendships. Friendship is magic.
I don't think there's any like funny or unexpected story that I could share.
Okay.
It's like it's just kind of like there's nothing funny about it.
That's completely valid.
she's had normal interactions, guys. She
She
does
has very
normal.
healthy, which is good, honestly.
Like, good
Sometimes
for
that's
you.
good. Yeah, because having creepy interactions, even in campus, sometimes there would be people that come up and they're like,
Okay, actually,
"Go ahead."
no, it's just like sometimes people approach you like in really random and weird ways,
Yes.
like asking you very weird questions too. But but that only happens on campus.
Yeah, that only happens in campus. It never happens out there, unless they ask you like random, saying, "Hey, where are you from?" Like that's different. But sometimes I get asked, "What's your favorite animal?" And I'm like, I would say, "Oh, my favorite animal is like birds, any kind of bird." And then they start quizzing me, and I'm like,
Name every
"What?" I'm like, "What?"
you're invested.
Say something that you like, and it's like, okay, name every single like aspect of this thing, and it's like,
Oh
can
my
I
god,
live?
you'd say you like watch a certain anime, they're like, oh, what happened to this? I'm
This
like,
is very true.
like I'll tell you what happened to this.
This is very true.
No, my favorite is if you say like you watch football, like or your dad likes football, something like that, and they're like, what's the offside rule?
Right? No, it's so true.